Hi, I'm Wayne Allyn Root for Personal Liberty. I'm here today to talk about two controversial, high-profile, bigger-than-life subjects: the ISIS terrorist attack in Paris and Donald Trump. Let's start with the Donald. Donald Trump is brilliant. Trump is a chess master. His instincts about immigration and the border were 100% on the money. Unfortunately, it took a terrible ISIS terrorist attack to prove it. Because of the events from last week in Paris, immigration and our open border with Mexico just became the number one issue in America. All the presidential candidates are now playing on Trump's home turf. Trump is in command of the most important issue in this country. This is what keeps mothers up at night. And ironically, all the negatives that Trump's critics and enemies say about him make him perfect to lead the fight against ISIS and other radical Islamic terrorist groups. They say Trump's mean, vicious, combative, offensive, bombastic. He doesn't care about political correctness. He doesn't care about hurting people's feelings. He takes no prisoners. Great. We found the right man for the job. That's who I want leading the fight versus ISIS. Most importantly, I want someone who doesn't worry about offending anyone by saying the words terrorism and radical Muslim in the same sentence. Poor babies. And doesn't worry about offending anyone by saying we need to investigate mosques, and if proven to have ties to radical Islam, we need to close them down. And doesn't worry about offending anyone by saying we cannot take Syrian refugees into our country because some of them are ticking time bombs. And doesn't worry about offending anyone when he says we've got to deport all illegal aliens out of this country. Always remember, Trump wrote the book on negotiation. It's called The Art of the Deal. His new book should be called The Art of the Immigration Deal. Will Trump ever get the chance to deport 12 to 15 million illegal aliens? Maybe not. But Trump understands this is all a negotiation. Just the threat of deporting millions of illegal aliens puts Donald Trump in the driver's seat to get what he really wants. So what does he really want? What's realistic for a conservative Republican president with a Republican Senate and a Republican House? Because if Trump's elected, that's probably what he'll have. My educated guess is Trump wants the following four things, and with the threat of deportation of millions hanging in the air, he'll negotiate to get what he really wants. First and foremost, Trump really wants to build a wall. We've got to gain control of our own border. What was the first thing the socialist president of France did after a terrorist attack? He closed the borders. Even a socialist just proved how important it is to control your own borders. It's how you keep your citizens safe from terror. It's literally the difference between life and death. Walls work. Ask Israel. After they built their wall, terrorist attacks were stopped cold in their tracks. If America wants to keep ISIS out of America, we must seal and control our border. Democrats will be playing on defense with President Donald Trump in the White House. They'll be so busy fighting mass deportation, Trump will easily get his wall. Brilliant. Under President Trump, the days of America being stupid are over. Second, if Trump compromises, his version of compromise, and agrees not to deport every single illegal alien in America, there's something very valuable he can negotiate. If he allows lawbreakers to stay, they've won the lottery. They should kiss the ground of the great USA. But there's a catch. They can only stay if they're here to work. They'll not be allowed to collect welfare, food stamps, or other entitlements ever again. That's the penalty. That's the very fair price they have to pay to not be deported. If they agree to work and pay taxes and pay their own way and pay their own bills, they can stay. It's a new dawn in America under President Trump. You can't break into our home and then expect us to pay your bills. You can work, you won't be deported, you're in. That's the American dream. Welfare's not the American dream. You can never collect welfare, food stamps, housing allowances, aid to dependent children, or all the hundreds of other entitlements available to American citizens. You get a work permit, but you'll never be a citizen. That's the deal under President Trump. Take it or leave it. Oh, and one other concession by illegal aliens. They must give up the right to ever vote. That's the price you pay to stay here. That would be a terrible conflict of interest. You committed a crime and now you're in, but you're never going to get the privilege of voting. That's reserved for American citizens who didn't commit a crime. Under President Trump, the days of America being stupid are over. Third, Trump may never get approved to deport every single illegal alien, but his compromised position should be the instant deportation of every illegal alien in American prison. Most of them are Mexican nationals. Why are we paying for their prison costs? $50,000 a year. Are we stupid? President Trump will demand Mexico reimburse us for every single dollar, or will immediately deport every Mexican criminal back to Mexico. We'll just drop them off on the Mexican side of the border, and with our shiny new wall in place, they won't ever get back in. Either way, Mexico pays the bill. Under President Trump, the days of America being stupid are over. Brilliant. Finally, here's the last thing, but maybe the most important Trump should demand. On the first day of a Trump administration, Donald Trump will overturn the Obamacare plan to import tens of thousands of Syrian refugees into America. It's insanity to allow thousands of potential terrorists into our country. It's self-destructive. It's self-hatred. It can only lead to the decline or death of America and our Judeo-Christian values. Why aren't wealthy Muslim countries taking them in? Why isn't Saudi Arabia? Why isn't Kuwait taking them in? After what just happened in Paris, it's clear to any sane American we cannot let any Syrian refugees or any other Muslim military-age males, for that matter, into our country. The risk is immense and there is no upside. Who'd be dumb enough to let a bunch of strangers into your house around your children if there was even a chance some of them were murderers? Only a dumb, mentally ill liberal. But they're not coming near my family, I'll tell you that much. Donald Trump will restore sanity to America. Brilliant. Millions of American mothers now understand that we need someone like Donald Trump to keep their children safe at night. That's what a president is for, to keep our children safe. His job is to protect American children, not Muslim refugees from a dangerous land who are raised to hate us and terrorize us and murder us in the name of their religion. Let Muslim nations worry about Muslim refugees. Let them risk terrorist attacks. Let them risk violence, rioting, neighborhoods too dangerous for police to even enter, soaring poverty, women not allowed to go to school, and 90% rates of government dependency. That's what you get with Muslim refugees. Now, even mothers who ordinarily vote Democrat understand the value of Donald Trump. And that, folks, is what you call the art of the deal. Now, some of you may be saying, great, but this is Wayne Root's plan. How do we know Donald agrees? Well, he does. I know because I sent this entire commentary to him yesterday before it was published. Donald Trump replied personally with a handwritten note saying, "Thanks, Wayne. This is amazing!" Exclamation point, Donald. So this isn't my interpretation of Donald's plan. This is Donald's plan. I'm Wayne Allyn Root for Personal Liberty. See you next week. God bless America.